Hello and welcome to the end of day number 37. 37? Ah, dear. So, it's Kevin Smith Day. So it is. Doing pretty good, actually. Today for lunch was just the final bit of the sort of ill-prepared tofu stuff. A video went live yesterday from Brian and Jessica about how they cook their tofu to make like an Italian sausage style. Another recipe went up as well today from Chuck of Brand New Vegan about how he makes brisket tofu. And that one looks pretty interesting as well. So things are actually coming together quite well for Saturday being a sort of like an indoor barbecue day. I've got a lot of recipes for, typical barbecue food. I don't actually own a barbecue or a grill or anything. It's just, the oven and frying pans and that sort of thing. So, I don't know, we'll see how it goes. It's probably not going to work out perfectly, but it's going to work out decently at the very least, I would hope. Caught up on all the washing up as well. Of course, I needed to do that. So, kitchen's now clean, ready to go. Who knows, I might even do like a time-lapse on Saturday of getting everything prepared as well. Because I've got all my hot sauce and everything. Kind of need to use it. Oh, speaking of, I took the hot sauce along to board games night tonight. And no one wanted to try it, which is a shame. But then one person finally did, Tim, who's the very tall German guy that I play board games with. He tried it and basically said that more than anything, it was just sour, and that's where the kick sort of came from. It was just really, really sour and not that spicy, which I can kind of get. There is spice there, but. Yeah, I think I might have got the amounts wrong with pineapple and that sort of thing, but you know what? I don't mind. I tried it. I managed it. I can easily make it again. I've got all the ingredients. So yeah, good times. Good times. The things that weren't very good though today was more than a little bit stressful. It was very, very stressful. I got woken up at about 6 o'clock this morning, I think it was. It might have been a little bit later, I'm not entirely sure. It was certainly when Saguta wasn't in bed. And she does tend to get up pretty early, but the doorbell went and it was someone ringing the exterior doorbell of the block of apartments 6 times in rapid succession, followed by a break of about 20 seconds and then pressing and holding the doorbell from my apartment for a good 10-15 seconds as well. And I'm laid in my sleeping stuff, which isn't much because it's pretty warm over here, glasses off, sort of like struggle to bring myself up and awake and to the door. It only took me maybe about 10 seconds from the ending of the doorbell. And no one in sight, not even, the sort of shadow of someone running through one of the doors. So yeah, I just got really annoyed with that because it woke me up, it woke growing up. I've been struggling for quite a while with parcels. People keep getting their parcels delivered and not being in, and they think that they're safe with doing that because I'm always the one that gets their parcels. The delivery guys know that I'm in all the time because I'm, staying at home with Rowan all the time. But then people don't collect their parcels for weeks at a time. The longest that I've had one was 3 weeks. 3 months. 3 months without someone coming to collect their parcel. Then finally they did turn up and went, "Oh, you've got a lot of parcels in here." Yes, I do. So yeah, I wrote a much more polite letter the second time around, believe me. and stuck out the second generation one. I've sort of consigned the first one to my Facebook and and just memory. That one's been deleted now. I was not a very pleasant person in that email, in that letter that was going to get put on the doors of the building. The second one is a lot more acceptable, I think, but I've been dealing with it for over a year now, and I'm just tired of it. So that put me in a bit of a bad mood, but had lunch, had a little sleep next to Rowan. Other than that, it was all good. And then a proper hiccup in diet, and following the new plan. So Saguta was coming home late tonight, which meant I was going to be delayed in leaving for the board games evening, and because I needed to catch up on the washing up and cleaning surfaces and sorting out the cat's litter tray and cat bowls and throwing stuff out of the fridge and what have you, I just didn't get a chance to actually make my food to take along. I was planning on doing some more of the carrot dogs and just putting them in a couple of containers, taking along a backpack and just like assembling while I was there. And got to a point where I needed to leave, otherwise I'd be massively late. So ran out the door, took my hot sauce, because wanted other people's verdict on it, and went to Netto. Now Netto is usually pretty good, and they've got like salads and wraps and things like that I can at least eat, because they've got like a tiny little vegan section in the pre-prepared foods bit, and no salads of any type, not even ones with meat in. They were all sold out. The only wraps that they had were chicken and things like that, where everything was all mixed in together and there's mayonnaise all over the things. So I kind of had to just wing it, and I didn't want to eat something with the schmand in again, because it's a very, very fatty cream. I shouldn't be eating it, especially not constantly. So I knew of a place that does burritos and nachos and that sort of thing just next door to where we play board games. So I went there, and I had this feeling that they would do salads, but it turns out they actually had burritos and nachos using tofu. Now, I know that there was probably quite a bit of salt in those. I'm under no illusions as to, they probably used oil as well for a whole bunch of stuff, like getting the nachos warm and that sort of thing. And there was an added extra fail in the fact that they put cheese on before I could stop them. And, it was kind of too late by then. They couldn't take it off. I didn't really fancy having them make it all over again because I was already late. So I just said, you know what, I'm already sort of failing on a bunch of stuff. Today's evening meal will just be vegetarian with what I've got. So got some nachos, got some burritos, some tacos, I should say, and went to board games. Ate those, played some games, drank a lot of water. I got a present today as well, which I ate. At least an amount of, certainly more than I was planning on eating of it. 99% chocolate, 99% cocoa. That was brought to me by Tim, and that was pretty good, actually. It was very interesting in that it's the first chocolate I've ever seen where it's come in a foil, like a sealed foil container, like the heat shrink wrapped stuff. Because usually you'll get chocolate and it's wrapped in like foil, but it's like a papery sort of foil and it's just folded around it. This was full on sealed with a heat press. Because if not, the chocolate would leach the moisture out of the air around it and, go off. So that was interesting. And the first square of it was really, really bitter, like really like stuck around in the mouth as well. It was just, oh, it was definitely, it struck you as an acquired taste. And then after about an hour, I really fancied eating another one. And because it's pretty much just cocoa powder, thought, why not? I know it's very like calorie dense for what it is, but it grew on me. It really grew on me just over the course of, a couple of hours. So I've eaten a fair few squares of it. Other people have tried a bunch as well, a couple of squares in some cases. But the reviews of that has been around about the same as expected. That it's not for them, and best of luck to me. Like other than that, other than failing to have dinner ready for tonight and having to go vegetarian rather than full-on whole foods plant-based, it's been an okay day. I think it's been pretty decent. One thing that will sort of save me at the very least is next Thursday is no board games night. It is it's a bank holiday. Yep, in the middle of the week, on a Thursday, it's a day off for everybody, which is kind of how they do things over here. It's not like it is in the UK where a holiday will be saved up until the Monday or the Friday or something like that. It will literally just be on the day that it falls, regardless of which day of the week it is. So there's been a couple of times where Sigrit's had Tuesdays, Wednesdays, or Thursdays off, just randomly, because that's how they do it over here. So yeah, there's no board games next week, but the week after there will be. Anyway, right, I'm going to call it here. I think it's been quite a quick one. I'll see everyone tomorrow. Hopefully we'll have a little bit more of an idea of what's going on Saturday. Hopefully we'll have stuck a little bit more strictly to the diet, or at least tried some extra things. And yeah, see you then. Have a good one. Bye-bye.